The recording? Yeah, it is. Okay. Uh, so we're going to do a lecture based off of the book Don't Make Me Think. Is anybody familiar with this book? No? Yeah? Nobody? All right. Well, then it'll be fresh for everyone. And the reason why I wanted to cover this book in today's class is I think it continues to be relevant to where you're at because even though, most of you are still kind of tweaking your visual designs and trying to complete it, we're also, of course, the assignment is prototyping. And then then the next assignment is UI kits. So I think that this still kind of applies. And I just decided to have some fun with AI just to sort of mix this up a little bit and make it a little more entertaining. So, all right. So this lecture, like I mentioned, based off of Don't Make Me Think. We're covering the assignment of prototyping your e-commerce website. And now this is what we're going to do different. I have had a few students asked if I was available for individual sessions. So that's what we're going to do today. I am going to offer individual sessions. And then after this lecture, so it'll probably cover a good hour to hour and a half of class time. And in the meantime, I expect everybody else to stay logged in and use it for productive work time. So I expect that you're utilizing the time to work on your assignment and things that relate to this class. I can't see what you're doing, so I would hope that you are utilizing this class time to work on what's relevant to this class and not whatever applies to everything else in your life. Okay. So, of course, it's a honor system. I mean, there's only barely a quarter of you that even turn on your camera. So I don't even know what the heck you're doing, anyways, which is still an ongoing frustration of mine that I continue to bring up with Sean and Bradford. It's just, I just can't get used to it personally. As a professional and a professor, it's just so hard to see the lack of participation in video cameras. So I'm just saying it because you guys need to hear it. We're almost at the end of it, and I think on average there's a average of four, maybe five students that actually participate in this entire class and turn on their cameras. So I'm just saying it's only going to hurt you in the long run, your lack of participation for the rest of this class. So just being honest with you. It's what Sean said too. And he's a prior student and active professional. So just saying, keep it in mind. All right. So if you want a individual breakout session today, go ahead and drop your name into the meeting chat. I know that, great. Thank you, Marie. I know that yep, Sam, I remember you asking for it too. So yeah, there's a few of you that have asked for it. So thank you, Carl. So I'm just going to go through the list here and we're just going to try to keep it to about maybe 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, or 10 minutes, I would say is average for each breakout individual session. Okay. All right. It's up to you to utilize this time the best way you can. Because to be honest with you, like it's very, very difficult for me to do what they call office hours outside of class. I'm a very, very busy professional trying to grow a business. And so, it's just difficult. I just can't necessarily make extra time outside of the classroom to do office hours. So that's why we're going to utilize today. All right. So Just about all of these images here are AI. I just thought they were a lot of fun to try to mix up and cover a wide spectrum of, I think, people. But then I thought it was kind of funny to pair them up with their spirit animal. And that concept came from a current client of mine that I came up with a concept for them too. I think I shared it with you guys, the wholesale payroll, where I was doing a campaign of people with sort of their spirit animal. The spirit animal kind of represented the brand. But this one kind of just represents the person and the possible personality. Let's see. So, you guys always know I like to start it off with a quote. Your primary role should be to share what you know, not to tell people how things should be done. So Steve Krug, I think it's Krug actually. He's the one that wrote the book, Don't Make Me Think. And this is not AI. This is really, this is really him. So we're going to meet Steve Krug. So Steve Krug is a usability consultant with decades of experience. His book, Don't Make Me Think, has become a classic in the world of web and interaction design. So it's not just a manual, it's a manifesto for making digital products that people love to use. I actually like to think about this in a much larger spectrum than just digital products. It applies to physical products, right? We've always talked about it. A home that is not well designed and thought out can actually create conflict between people that live there. Also, a product itself, your phone, or just a tea kettle, like we had talked about previously. Sorry guys, let me put my phone on mute. It's kind of blowing up right now for some weird reason. There you go. So just this concept of usability, we've covered many, many times, and how important form and function needs to work together in a cohesive way. But most importantly, we need to always think about function first. Form really should follow function, because if you just try to start with form and try to create something that maybe you just think is pretty or whatever, and then try to wrap function around it, a lot of times it ends up failing and causing long-term issues. So I continue to like to bring this particular concept up around usability because it's so important, especially in e-commerce, where we have outlined that the user flow needs to be very, very intuitive. It needs to be simple and also as little like steps as possible to get to the final outcome. So this particular book, Don't Make Me Think, was first published in the year 2000. It's 25 years old, and it is still relevant today because of its core fundamentals and best practices. I believe you guys have heard me say that particular word, best practices. A lot of people can debate around what best practices is, and they're 100% right. You can debate around what best practices are. And that's why I like to cover a lot of territory around usability, because, everything from Don't Make Me Think to, some of the other topics that we've covered, everybody has a slightly different opinion around what best practices are. But for the most part, the core fundamentals around, especially this book, really touches on everything, whether it's, again, a digital product or a physical product. So this book is a good foundational text in usability and UX design. The focus is making, like I mentioned, digital products intuitive and frustration free. So, why this book exists? Krug noticed a problem. Too many websites and apps are confusing and frustrating. He wrote this book to help designers, developers, and anyone building digital products to see the world through the eyes of their users. Imagine a world where every website, app, and digital tool feels effortless, where technology fades into the background and people can focus on what truly matters. And what truly matters can be different. What truly matters for an e-commerce site is different than a marketing site. It's different than a information site. It's different than, a dating app. Like what truly matters really is different depending on what the purpose is and who your users are. So usability is about understanding human psychology. And you don't have to take psychology to really practice understanding human psychology. So we've touched on this many times. And we've talked about cars. I like to talk about cars because cars can say a lot about a person. Mara, isn't it you with the Mazda?
Yeah,
That's right. So you have what year is your Mazda again?
2013.
All right. So you got a 2013 red Mazda. What model is it again?
All I know is it's a hatchback.
The hatchback. Gotcha. Okay. So it's one, I remember you saying it's a very like practical, affordable, sporty vehicle that's dependable. And you chose the color red because gray was just boring. Gray and white. It most likely, most cars have about four different colors, right? And white is always a standard color. Does anybody know what the most popular color of a car is? Yes, Joshua.
Is it black?
Nope. Good try though. Anybody else?
Silver or gray?
Nope.
Is
Yosef,
it the white? Oops,
White.
sorry.
what'd you say, Yosef?
White?
Yep, it's white. White is the most common color for vehicles. And there's a very practical reason behind that. One is it reflects heat. So a lot of people like to buy it because it reflects heat. Another thing is that most white vehicles also don't show dirt as much. Black vehicles, which I've always had, yes, black vehicles show dirt a lot more than any other color. And plus, it also absorbs a lot more heat than any other vehicle. So me living out here in the desert, my black Tahoe definitely like the exterior of it gets very hot, and yeah, it shows dust very quickly. So I'm not very practical on the color that I choose, but I don't care. That's the color I like. But red for you, Mara, was an emotional color for you. So kind of going back to thinking about human psychology, there's a lot of times like Mara, for you, you balanced emotional with practicality. So that represents your personality. And that's the human psychology that goes into usability. And when you guys have been thinking about your users and you've been designing the UX and also the visual design, you have been balancing both of those out, right? You've been balancing out the emotional aspect along with the practical aspect. Some of you have just chosen colors that you think are emotionally relevant and that feel bright and cheerful and things like that. So there's that emotional part. So understanding human psychology, you're already getting into it. And you will continue if you keep pursuing this career, getting better and better at human psychology without even taking a class. Has anybody actually taken a class in human psychology here? Joshua, okay. Carl, all right.
Just Psychology 101 though, but it was still really intuitive.
What is the main thing you took away from that class?
The main thing I took away from it is that every person has their own unique psychology,
Hmm.
and there's a lot of layers to it. There are basic fundamentals like mostly relating to emotion, and also it's just it all depends on the person.
It does.
There
Carl,
is no
oh, go ahead,
one,
Joshua.
yeah, sorry, there is no one cure all or solve all for psychology.
No, there's not. There's not. That's a good point. Carl, how about you? What would you say is the main thing that you took away from your psychology class?
A little bit more narrowed down or a bit more generic than what Joshua said, but my main takeaway was stimulus and reaction and what happens in the brain with the neurons firing and all that.
And explain that a little bit. Stimulus and reaction.
Well, stimulus, I mean, I'm pretty sure we all know what that is. It
Mhm.
can be a sight, a sound, a smell, a feel, like
Mhm.
a situation, just something that stimulates your brain to react.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So going back to, and Maya, thank you. I saw your hand. I'll get to you in 1 second. Going back to the color red for Mara's car, there is a right stimulus of that color. So there's a lot of different definitions that the color red evokes in people. So when it's applied to a car, Mara, what would you say the emotion is when you see a red car? What is sort of like kind of the first emotion you have?
Excitement, probably.
Okay, that's good. Anybody else like when you see a red car?
I would say intrigue first.
Oh, yeah. I say fast. I feel like it's fast.
Oh, you said on a car. So yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you. Fast.
So, Maya, how about you? You raised your hand. Sorry, you were just taking a sip of your drink.
I was gonna share that one. I took a couple marketing classes and for like psych marketing.
Yeah.
And like one thing that always was emphasized in those classes was like people always remember how you make them feel or like how a brand or like a experience or situation made them feel over if it looked cool, if it was pretty,
Hmm.
or like if it was like all new and shiny. So it's
That's
like
a
something to
great
think
point,
about.
Maya. And the reason why I want to piggyback on that a little bit is because my wife just shared, we kind of shared something on Instagram, and we talked about it was covering like that, like kind of marketing itself. And the thing that I was just talking to my partner about it this morning, or it was yesterday, is that clients, what they remember, it's like you said, how they feel, and like basically how you performed it, how you feel, and the level of work that you've done. That's what they really, really remember. What they don't necessarily remember is how much something cost. And it applies to e-commerce too. Like when I bought my really expensive George Nelson light that's hanging over my dining table, I know it was expensive. I don't remember how expensive it was, but it gives me joy every single day to look at it in my dining room. And it's beautiful and it's classic and it actually kind of looks like a UFO hovering above everything, which I like because I love X-Files and it also pertains to all the weird shit that goes on out here. So, like you said, Maya, humans normally remember more about how they feel about something than necessarily like some of the mundane details around things. That's a really good point. I like that a lot. So to kind of finish up this particular slide here, the principles remain relevant despite rapid text changes. Anyone involved in creating digital products and not just designers. So that's what this book, why this book exists. So if you get a chance, I don't know, it's not too much of a, it's not a difficult read. I don't even remember how many pages it is, but it is a good book to invest in. So, all right, next. Whoops. The big idea of this topic. Every second a user spends confused is a second lost to frustration. Our job is to bring clarity and confidence to every interaction. Our goal, make things so clear that people just get it. How many times have you guys walked up to a door like this and pushed on the pull side or tried to pull on the push side? I don't know how many damn doors are out there, right? How many damn doors are out there that is instant confusion? And you see people like, right? It's like this, like, it's like, are you trying to confuse people before you even walk in the door? And I just like this image right here because it's such a simple thing of like, well, first of all, how am I even supposed to pull? There's not even a door handle. Like that doesn't even make sense. Like this image right here, it's so funny because it just like, it's so confusing of what you're supposed. I mean, push, yeah, but then it's like, yeah. So anyways, we've all been there. I'm sure everybody has done that. Yeah, Joshua.
Yeah, and if it says push, then why is there a door handle behind the push one?
I know. It's so weird, right? So I love this image because of that. But we've all been there. We've all walked up. There's two doors, and or there's one door, and it has pull in push on it. You're like, what? You're like, okay. So, anyways, so Krug's first law of usability, right, is don't make me think. Interfaces should be self-explanatory. Every question a user has increases cognitive load and frustration. Cognitive load, we'll get to it here in a little bit. Wait, I got another slide that actually covers that particular term, cognitive load. So, how do people really use websites? Well, Krug teaches us to see our work through fresh eyes and to consider how others use websites. People scan, they don't read. Period. Period. It is one of the hardest things for clients and copywriters. Copywriters are just as bad as damn clients. Like, it is like if you're working with a copywriter, it's probably one of the hardest team members to work with because most copywriters just want to say a bunch of stuff, right? And so, but people do not read on websites and apps. They just scan. And as you can see through this, like this site, like this heat map of how people scan things, they start falling off very quickly. It is right, left to right, at least in America and most countries, right? You start left to right and you start fading off very, very quickly. So users, they don't carefully weigh every option. They have a tendency to click the first thing that looks reasonable. They don't want to puzzle things out. They want instant results. That is the common psychology around just about every human today. People want instant results. They have very, very small attention spans, very little. It's getting smaller and smaller, including old people like me, that's 51. My attention span continues to get smaller because of the way society is and how apps are and just how everything is today. Our attention spans are getting smaller and smaller. The sacrifice, they pick the first reasonable option, and it's not always the best. Users rarely read instructions or manuals. So remember that when you think that you're going to put some instruction right next to a card for a call to action, they're not reading it. They're not. So, the power of self-evidence. Imagine walking into a room and instantly knowing where everything is. It's impossible unless it's a very minimalistic room. That's what great design feels like. Krug says interfaces should be so obvious that users don't need to think about what to do next. And that's why when we talk about global navigation, your top global navigation and your footer, those need to always be there. Always. It is the foundation of your website. And then a consistency throughout your e-commerce. There needs to be kind of consistent flows and consistent look and feels. And also where you're at right now with prototyping, there needs to be consistent like prototyping actions like motion and button interactions. Don't have multiple button like animations. You shouldn't have one button that fades in and out and then another button that slides back and forth. Don't do that. It confuses people. Have one style and stick to that style. It's very, very important. Don't overcomplicate things for users. They will start dropping off. They'll start getting frustrated and confused. And now you've added another barrier to the transaction. Users should instantly understand what things are and how to use them. A button should look like a pretty standard button. Most buttons are an object, like a rectangle. Most buttons are. And they could be filled in or outlined. And we talked about the best practices of how many words should be in a button. It shouldn't be longer than 3 words. Best practices, 2 words. Click here, watch now, play video, add to cart. That's 3, barely 3, right? Shop now. 2 words are the most common. Minimize ambiguity and decision points. Example, obvious buttons, clear navigation, just like I was. So even whenever you're sitting in your Palm Springs living room with 2 couches wearing a polar bear outfit, you should still be able to utilize your website and not get frustrated, just like this couple. So, the cost of confusion. Simplicity isn't about doing less, it's about doing what matters. Every moment of hesitation is a chance for users to get frustrated and or leave. Krug calls this the cognitive load, like I mentioned. It's the mental effort required to use a product. The less you ask of your users, the happier they'll always be. Most people are lazy. Most people are lazy. Most people have very short attention spans. Most people are distracted. Most people don't have the time to even be on your website. So think about all those hurdles. Lazy, right? They don't have time. They're distracted, right? All of these things, they got short attention span. Look at all these hurdles you have against a company in a brand just to get somebody to buy something off their website. It's very difficult. So every extra thought or uncertainty can cause users to leave. The goal, eliminate question marks in the user's mind. Make every interaction as easy as possible. Are you ready to look at the Yale School of Art? Oh boy. What, what the F is going on with this vomit of a website? Let's try to look at it, see if it's responsive. Ugh, it's still, it ain't no better. Now, they did not use gradients right. Isn't that right? Emily, is Emily here? Emily's not here today. She would not be happy about how they use gradients on here. I mean, look at this. Oh my goodness. Wow. It has so many challenges going on. It not only is got, I don't even know where to go. There's so much to just look at and try to like absorb. It's like my mind is melting just to try, just right here. I like quick links, like quick, oh Lord, like that's not quick links. I like, so, and then what is this over here? Like, why is quick links different? Oh, is this a nav? I didn't even know that was. What's page animations? What does that mean? I don't even know what. So you mean you actually have page animations I can pause? Edit this page? What does that mean? What does edit this page is? Like, I should never have to edit a page. Never. That is like, that is against all usability aspects of like the book. Don't make me think. Like this website here makes me overthink. This is a horrendous website. Just everything from usability to legibility. And I'm just focusing on function, not form. Function. It's hard to read things. Typography is all over the place. It's inconsistent. It's like it's hard for me to scan. I can't really scan things. They got different colors and headers. This color is different than that color. And I got a different color over here. It literally represents this patchwork of this, to me, ugly ass, whatever the hell that thing is in the background. Grandma's stool, right? So, perfect example of a website that makes you overthink and that literally just breaks all the rules of usability, form and function. So it's good to look at sites that are terrible. It's really good. You can at least learn what not to do, right? Okay, so Yale School of Art. Well, Yale out of here. Get out of here. So we're going to go through a couple of more sites here, and I'm gonna call on a few to help us evaluate these sites that have been voted some of the worst sites in 2024. All right, Toronto Cupcake. Ugh, I gotta accept these. All right, so Tersa, are you there?
Yes.
All right. Tell me, we're gonna scroll through this a little bit. I want you to give me a little bit of an evaluation on what you think is not working on this particular site.
Well, number one, like how we've been talking about, is just too many words in general. And the text is so small that you really can't figure anything out. I mean, what does this company even do?
Amen to that. It looks like to me that they package cupcakes, not that they actually have cupcakes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and in these like little things at the top, I don't know if these are
Yeah,
cupcakes.
what yeah, like it looks like kind of icons to click on, but they're not.
And it's cut off.
Yeah, and it's cut off. Okay, good one. Let's see. Minnow, how about you? What do you feel like is not working on this Toronto cupcake site? If you're talking, Minnow, we can't hear you. Are you there? Looks like Minnow's not there. Dylan, how about you? You there?
Can you hear me?
I can now. Thank you.
It's oh I can't with that picture. The photo.
I
It what the heck?
can't either.
It like the logo is actually kind of decent, but it's not in the place where a logo should be.
Yeah,
The cupcake logo.
yeah.
It's so many things.
Okay, well, what else besides just the image itself? What else is?
It doesn't have a background, it's just kind of floating in space.
I didn't understand, but I found something related. Do you
Hey
And
Google. Hey Google, stop. Sorry guys, Google thought I was talking.
the photo's just kind of floating in space,
Yeah,
and it's like not because the whole background's white of the
yeah,
entire site, so it doesn't look like it's on anything.
right,
Like I get it's a cupcake box.
right.
That's all I see is just a cupcake box, and then there's one
Yeah, there's
cupcake
no
sitting on it.
cohesiveness to the
Yeah,
flow of the page, right?
the only thing they have going for them is that everything is white and pink.
I know,
They
right?
have a consistent color palette, but that is it.
That's about it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Joash, how about you? What do you think is not working for you?
I think it's like the fonts and the and the way how they like, make the bars also, but it just feels too flat and just unappealing.
Yeah. I also like it's hard. I didn't even realize there was a menu icon. It's so far to the top left and it's so insignificant. I never even saw it. So it feels like just one page, doesn't it? It looks like just a one-page website because their menu is so insignificant over there. And then, they do have a footer that's got all the stuff, but look, toggle high contrast. What does that mean? Oh, they just took out all the color. Like terrible, terrible. And also, like, what is this thing? This let's chat thing? Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah. So, all right. Well, that was a good evaluation. All right, let's look at this monstrosity. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Yeah. Oh, Lord, it's Norwegian. Let's click over to English. Oh my God, it got even worse. Look at this vomit. I can't even believe this is for real. Yeah, Joshua.
I woke up feeling sick this morning. This made me feel even more sick.
I can't believe, is this even real?
It's real. It looks like one of those newspapers that you get in the mail that's like junk mail, but even worse.
Wow, look at this. Carl, you should have done your Hawk site like this. Should have done your homepage just like that.
Just completely unapologetic. I
Just
love it.
like that, dude. Just own it.
It makes the other one look better.
It does. Like, let's even let's go to disco lights. Hey, I'm gonna forewarn you. If something comes up inappropriate, it's not my fault. Okay. I really don't understand. Like, you are a great friend. Every day is a special day. Man, talking about entertaining. What is this? Disco? Wow. Alarms. So they don't, the category pages don't even work. Wow, this is pretty amazing. So again, I can't even believe this is for real.
Was
Like,
that interactive on the picture of the kids when you rolled over it? Did it go color? Oh,
yeah, it
fancy.
did. Isn't that fancy? You can click on to go bigger. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't even think we have to point out all the things that are wrong with this website. It's just, it's unbelievably bad. Everything about it is bad. Look at you. Actually, that's pretty badass right there. Yeah. So now I probably have a bunch of spam that I clicked on this website because that's probably what it's actually doing. Let's go to this one. This one's pretty funny. It's called Penny Juice. Um, it makes sense. Leader in childcare juice. I really don't know what the hell that means. Rainbows of exciting flavors, so it's juices for kids. All right, I'm gonna call. Let's see, Sam. What you think?
I do like the pun. I feel like it's a pretty good pun, but the rest of the website is really bad.
So it's. I mean, they are. The one thing I'll give it to them is they hit you with order now right there. Like, or but I don't really know what am I actually ordering? That's the problem, right? Like, I'm kind of going, well, I, I I don't know what I'm ordering. Like, I kind of want to know a little bit more before I order now, right, Sam? Like, you're like, I'm kind of afraid to click that a little bit,
Yeah, I don't know if I would trust ordering juice for kids
right?
from this website. Doesn't seem very trustworthy.
It doesn't seem very trustworthy. Hey, Precious, are you there?
Yes.
What do you think about this experience?
Um, I'm just confused. Child care juice. I don't know what that is exactly.
I don't know what that is either, man.
Oh,
They do have a real location. Let's look up the real location. Oh, okay. So it seems like it actually has a real location. Um, yeah, exactly. I don't quite know. Let's learn more about the exciting flavors. Okay. Yeah.
All the colors of nature in those containers.
What was that, Carolyn?
If you look at the colors in those containers, that does not look
Not very
very
exciting.
natural looking. Yeah.
Very,
The
very,
blue is not in nature.
right? It looks like it straight up looks like the color of cereal. You know, when you go down the cereal aisle of Lucky Charms and all those other, horrible things that we were programmed to eat at a young age. Um, so
Any nutritional information?
that's a good question. It says 100% fruit juice concentrate, but no sugar. Say no sugar added, non-refrigerated. Is there? No, doesn't really say it. Order. I'm gonna take one for the team. Click get out of here. Sorry, there's a gnat flying. Yeah, like again, like I don't know what I'm ordering. Oh, okay, here. Apple juice, I can enter the quantity. Wow, what a horrible checkout experience. Like, look at this checkout experience. I would never trust giving them my credit card, ever. So, okay, well, those are fun. Yeah, Toronto cupcakes, Arngren, and penny juice. So, all right, let's get back to it. Navigation. It's the user's lifeline. Navigation is more than menus and buttons. It's a promise. Krug compares navigation to road signs. If you can't find your way, you get lost and annoyed. Good navigation is consistent, predictable, and always gives users a way out, like a home button or a clear back button or a very clear menu icon like the cupcake site did not have. I really had no idea that they had a global menu icon button. So these things, your main navigation, especially, it has to be that lifeline. It has to be consistent. It needs to always be there, and it also needs to be very accessible. So in e-commerce sites, that's why a sticky nav is highly recommended. So because pages can kind of get long, especially in product detail pages, can get kind of long on those. And so if you're way, 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 way down, and now you're like, oh, well, shit, I need to access my main navigation, and now I got to scroll all the way back up just to get to it, it can become very frustrating. So we need clear, consistent navigation is essential. Users rely on the back button and home button as safety nets. And don't change the layout or navigation unexpectedly. Remember how specialized, there was that one bike that all of a sudden the entire website went black, which was super jarring and confusing and a little frustrating. So don't do that. I don't think that this is a real image. I didn't create it, but it's a great example, right? So say more with less. Every word on the screen is a chance to connect or confuse. Krug is a champion of clarity. He urges us to cut unnecessary words and clutter. Every extra instruction, every bit of jargon just adds to the noise. If your design needs a lot of explanation, it probably needs to be simpler. Remove unnecessary content and instructions. Less visual noise equals easier to find information, and aim for self-explanatory interfaces that need no manual. Yeah, Joshua.
So that makes me beg the question. So like when it comes to explaining a product, should I include less information about the product or like keep it as is?
Yeah, that's a very good evaluation. Um, I'm going to go back to the specialized site. That is a very, very technical, expensive product, right? Some of those products
Right.
were like $15,000. Now, who's got the candle? Is it you, Maya?
Yeah.
A candle doesn't really need a lot of explanation, right? You could probably get by with a two sentences, kind of a branding essence, right? Like a sentence that says, like, I got a candle right here, okay? Right here. It's called The Modern Gentleman. So if this Modern Gentleman candle, Maya, was on your website, I would look at it and you could have just maybe one sentence that says, feel clean and fresh as a modern gentleman. I don't know, right? Being silly. And then you have a basic descriptor. It's hand poured. Burn time is 33 hours, approximately. And then fresh, I don't know, like vanilla smell. That's kind of all you need for like a basic product like that. So Joshua, it's a very, very good question. And only you designing and evaluating your product and your brand are going to be able to make the best decision for the product, brand, and your audience. So you kind of have to say, how complicated, how expensive and complicated. Now, Joseph, you have very high-end, luxurious products, correct?
Yes.
So, but because your brand is very exclusive, it's very high-end, you can actually kind of break some rules a little bit. You can kind of get away a little bit with maybe a little mystery to your product, because basically you're kind of at a level that you're so high level and exclusive, and your designer is this brand and this personality. You actually could break some rules and not even explain your product. Like, I'm not right. Not everybody can do that, Joshua, but there could be some situations. I'm just using Joseph as a good example because he could say that this personality and this product designer and this fashion designer is so like he's so like sought after that Joseph doesn't give a shit what the damn product is made out of. He'll just buy the $3,000 boots. He doesn't care. He's gonna just buy them. And that's it, right? And he actually could get away with that. Like his fashion designer could kind of get away with that. And he just literally, he goes, here's the boot, here's the price, take it or leave it. Done. You see how that actually could make sense, Joseph and Joshua? Yeah. So
Yeah, thank you.
there are cases where you could break rules depending on the target audience and the brand itself. You really could kind of do that. And I think that, like, honestly, I would applaud a brand like Joseph's brand to actually break those kind of rules just to make it so exclusive, kind of thing.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So next, this kind of goes back to let me click back here. This goes back to the cognitive load. So the cognitive load, right, is this mental effort required to use a product, right? So this cognitive load can start from the home page, or if you went directly into the product page. So remember how I mentioned when we tackled Mazda USA and how we immediately went straight into a vehicle detail page? So the cognitive load is this reservoir that you have mentally. And that reservoir, think of each user as carrying a reservoir of goodwill. So every time your site is confusing or slow, you drain this cognitive load of your user. Does that make sense, everyone? Yeah? So, but when things are very easy and pleasant, and you actually incentivize, then you take it a next step forward and you go, if I'm actually incentivizing or even entertaining my user, that cognitive load in that reservoir goes up, and it goes up, and it goes up. So when you literally have drained your reservoir, users leave and they might never come back. Like, we go back to these sites that we were just evaluating. Man, like, honestly, I would never even click on that Arngren site. Like if I wasn't using it as a demonstration, it would pull up and go, nope, close. I would probably do the same thing with the other ones. Like if I'm looking for cupcakes in Toronto, I'd pull it up and I'd be like, man, like honestly, I would probably only spend like a second or two if somebody had recommended it and go, Paul, like, dude, these are the best cupcakes ever. You gotta check this out. And then I might spend a little time on it just because maybe it was recommended. But honestly, I would most likely click out immediately. Immediately. So that cognitive load is something that a lot of people don't even consider. Like they don't even consider sort of like the effort and the brain power that it takes for somebody to get to point A to point Z. So users have that reservoir of patience. Good design fills the reservoir. Bad design drains it. Too many frustrations equal users leave and don't return. Real simple. It's a very simple philosophy. The magic of usability testing. I think this is one of my favorite images that I created in all this series. It's this funny ass pink panda with this lady with this like, yeah, these pajamas just like crack me up. So testing isn't about proving ourselves right. It's about discovering how we can make things better. That also applies to reviews. We're not necessarily here to make people feel bad. We're here to hopefully make things better. So don't wait for perfection, test early. And that's why I really encourage everybody to participate and to speak up, because it's kind of about like, it's almost like testing. We're kind of testing each other. We're doing this testing, visual testing, usability testing right here in class just to try to make things better. So even a handful of users can reveal big problems. Watching someone struggle with your design is the fastest way to learn what needs fixing. I'm going to go back to this previous image here of this kid. I used to use my children to actually test the usability of a website. And people at work would be like, what? And I'd be like, well, look, let's be real. If a kid that's grown up in the tech world, right, can easily navigate around what we're doing, that is the lowest common denominator, right? A kid can click around and know where to do things. We've definitely like accomplished a lot. So frequent, simple testing is crucial. Testing reminds you that not everyone thinks the way you do. And that's really important, especially as designers. We have a tendency, it's very common, it's not that there's something wrong with us. We have a tendency to want to make things, right, pretty, based off of what we think aesthetics are. You know, we have a tendency to kind of focus on form. But that's not everybody out there. So we have to put our minds, right? We got to put our thinking cap on, and almost like kind of going back to the Apple Vision Pro, put the Apple Vision Pro on and look at the world like our users are looking at the world. So testing early and often helps to catch issues before launch. Next, accessibility is for everyone. These are polar bears in a Palm Springs mid-century house because that's where they like to vacation. And they're checking their Facebook. So Krug reminds us that accessible design isn't just for people with disabilities. That's an important thing to consider, right? We've covered that. It makes things better for everyone. simple, clear interfaces help all users, regardless of their abilities or devices. So whether you're a polar bear that has human hands or polar bear that's got claws over here in this image, we've talked about like making things clear and interfaces easy to be able to use because there's logic out there. Most people are right-handed. Most people are. And then you ask yourself, who is your user? Are your users older people, younger people? Are they male, female, or does it matter? So like all of these things are factors that we have to consider. So when we think about like just the abilities of simple, clear interfaces, it doesn't matter whether what, who, or why. Having simple things and labeling things in a clear, efficient way is always the best. So accessibility isn't an afterthought, it's a mindset. When we design for everyone, we create work that's inclusive, lasting, and truly meaningful. Accessibility improves usability for everyone. It's the right thing to do and can dramatically improve lives. Now, I don't know if it's going to drastically improve lives if you're shopping for $3,000 boots on Yosib's site. I don't think that that's actually going to make your life better. I don't think it's going to really, right? But, I get where it's going. All right. So we're going to go through some real world lessons here. So Krug fills his book with example sites that work and sites that don't. Now, because this particular book is 25 years old, I've included some current sites. So the best designs are almost invisible. The worst are memorable for all the wrong reasons. The lesson, learn from both, right? Good, simple, clear e-commerce. So good, is simple, clear e-commerce checkouts. Bad, confusing navigation, unclear labels. The best designs are invisible. They just work. The worst are unforgettable for all the wrong reasons, just like we looked at. Strive to make your own work a quiet revolution in usability. So we're going to look at Opal Tadpole. This site is one of the top e-commerce sites on awards.com. So now this is one thing to consider. This is an actual product detail page. If we go up to the main home, it's very clean, very intuitive. They have just a simple feature that focuses on the first webcam designed for laptops. They have a clean, intuitive navigation up here that reveals itself on rollover. They have a very clean, intuitive, they only have a few products right here. They only have 3 products and they highlight them right here after the feature. And they probably have one of the biggest typographic logos on a footer I've ever seen in my life. They're very proud and they're very proud about their logo. But if we go back here and we go to Tadpole, they start off with just this simple, clean, regular video that kind of loads in. They also have this sticky order now. It's kind of neat. It's very intuitive because they want to make it as easy as possible. And then what they do is they reveal different things and interactions based off of scrolling. So as you scroll, it reveals more copy and also basic animations, large, bold photography, and a simple color palette to be able to click on to change. And you just kind of keep going. So yeah, this particular site won a ton of awards for usability, for design, and just an overall experience that I'm gonna have to admit I got suckered in because I'm like, damn it, this is a really beautiful site. It's a gorgeous product. And I'm always a sucker for well-designed stuff. And I bought one and it was a piece of crap. Total piece of crap product. Straight up. Total piece of crap camera, man. It was so cheap and it had terrible image quality. And I was very disappointed. I was like, damn it. I was like, that's a cool product, man. I'd rather look at that than the one I got. Even though the one I got, it works so well, but it's not as well designed as this one. So, oh well. This is a lie. They lie to you right here. That is not how clear the damn camera was. It was a piece of crap. I swear. Don't waste your money. And it's expensive too. So, yeah. I don't know about you, but I get suckered in a lot of times with good design stuff. So, anyways, that's one site. And come on. It's also slow. If you notice, because there's so many videos on the side, it has a tendency to kind of have a heavy lag. All right. We're going to take a look at 3 more sites, and I'm going to call on people to evaluate them. The first one here, it's called M. Fisher, New York. All right, Shaver, you just put on your hoodie. You trying to hide? Just kidding.
Always.
Always. All right, let's scroll through this thing. What's our first impression?
The contrast of the if that's their logo, I'm not sure, or the logo between the photo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
But what does it make you feel? Remember, we talk about first impressions, right? A first
oh,
impression is more about how you feel. It's not necessarily functionality. It's like, what is sort of like your first impression of how this thing makes you feel?
yeah, I feel like I'm in like a a personal law office that would be on like Fourth Ave, you know.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Feels really high end, kind of feels serious in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha, gotcha. Um, and as we scroll, there's one thing that they do that's a little bit annoying to me. I don't like these kind of these like little cursor things that trail your cursor. I don't really like that at all. I think it's a little bit of an annoying interaction for desktop.
hmm
What else do you think?
That I'm not quite sure where I am.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like I'm
Right.
not really sure what why I'm here,
Right.
but it's really nice. Um,
I
I guess
agree. Like it's pretty,
yeah.
right? It's pretty, but I want to click on these, but I can't, which
Yeah.
actually is frustrating for me because why would you put it here as a featured product and not let me click on it?
Yeah.
And then here's another thing. Look at the top navigation. Can you even read that?
Oh, behind the
Yeah,
words?
look at that.
No, I didn't notice that.
I know. So again, like it's a pretty site. It is pretty.
Yeah, so I
Brady.
guess kind
Oh,
of
go
like
ahead, Shaver.
oh yeah. I just yeah, kind of almost, I guess I've been watching Severed, so I guess it kind of feels like Luminy, but like kind of like that nice office space, but like confusing, if that makes sense.
Totally. Yeah.
Yep.
Marie, how about you? Like, what is your first impression?
Um, my first impression is that it's a very like clean, minimal, high-end like aesthetic and stuff for it. But it is confusing because you have to scroll before you get to anything that tells you what it's about.
Yeah. Agree. Yeah. Couldn't agree more with that. Yeah, there's just a little too much. Like, they could have really simple stuff. If you're going to feature products on a homepage like this, why can't I see more? Why are you creating that barrier that if you're going to show me this beautiful, right? This collection, like why can't I learn more? Like, why can't I go and see this thing? Right, Marie? You know, it just it teases you, but it doesn't give you anything.
Yeah. They should have like a see more button or like an option to click on a link that takes you to whatever the product is that's
Yeah.
in the picture.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. Let's go to one of the products here real quick. And Ezekiel, I'm gonna have you tell me what you think. We're gonna click on the main menu. Which section, which category should I go to here? What do you want?
How about the furniture?
All right, we're gonna click on furniture. Okay. All right, where do you want me to go? Scroll. Anything you want me to click on here?
Let's see here. How about number
That's
68?
it. So which one?
Number 68?
Number 68. Which one was that? Oh, yeah, right here. Okay. So we got a little rollover, right? Kind of have a little rollover. We're going to click on it. And now we're going to a product detail. What's your first impression about that?
Um, so it looks like they have everything you need in a product page.
Okay. All right. What do you want me to do here? You tell me what to do.
I guess you could click on the image.
Okay, I'll click on an image. Clicking on it, nothing's happening. So I guess I got to go up here and click the plus. Oh, look at this. That's kind of cool. It goes full screen and it does a auto scroll. I've never seen that before. That's unique.
That's new.
Yeah, that is new. Now let me see. Oh, look, I can also click and drag. But it continues with this auto scroll. I really like that. I've seriously have never seen that. That's smart. And then I can keep going like that. So it's an endless loop. Take a look at that, Ezekiel. It's an endless loop of this. So, all right, well, that's cool. I'm going to close this out. And now what do you want me to do? You tell me what you want to do. Are you sold? Are you ready to buy it for $11,000?
If only had that amount. But I guess add to cart.
Okay. All right. Okay, we got a little drawer slide out. We've seen this many times, haven't we, Ezekiel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Now, what do you tell me what you want me to do next?
I guess checkout.
Okay, we'll go to checkout. All right. So, what's your first impression on this checkout?
I've seen this layout before many times.
Right? It is a what we call a white label. You guys write that down. That's an important term. White label solution. Basically, it is the most generic, out of the box template that an e-commerce can use. And that's why I have drilled it into everybody here that you want me to spend $11,000 on this console and you can't even say thank you? Right, Ezekiel? Doesn't it just make it feel very cold and ungrateful?
Honestly, it kind of does.
Yeah. Like, if I can afford, right, $11,000, let's be real, right? You have to be a very, very wealthy person to drop 11 grand on this kind of console thing. Shouldn't you there should be a little bit of what we call a white glove treatment. This is the Rolex people, right? We're talking Rolex. We're talking probably, I drive a Bentley. I have a multi-million-dollar home. I'm making more than six figures a year. Don't you think that you should give me a little white glove treatment at this level instead of just saying, give me $11,000, okay? Ezekiel, give it. Just drop your credit card and give me $11,000, okay? You see how impersonal that is?
Mm-hmm.
Very, very impersonal. Shaver, yeah.
With stuff this high quality, could you suggest to a client like not even being able to check it out, but like having them like for something this expensive, like the owner would have to actually like talk with you first?
That's a very, very good point. I mean, yes, there are people that don't give a shit and they'll just put their credit card info to spend $11,000, where they might have selected three of them. Now you're dropping $30,000 to $40,000. Yeah, Maya, on a website that seemed like you're asking me to put my credit card down for furniture that is as much as most cars out there. That doesn't seem very white glove, right, Shaver? Not at all. Yeah, Maya.
Maybe it says it somewhere else on like the product detail page, but I want to know like how all like the shipping information of like how it's going to be
Right.
packaged and like delivered for something
Yeah.
that expensive.
Let's go back. So
If it
here's
doesn't.
one thing that Ezekiel didn't mention. He didn't say scroll to see more. You notice that? Because it actually isn't that apparent that you can even scroll to learn more. So if I scroll, I'm going to find out a little bit more about the material. We have Icelandic basalt. I don't know about you, but I have no idea what the hell that means. I can learn more about the studio. Okay, that's cool. I can see what it looks like in my fancy kitchen and then related items. But no, there is nothing that talks about that kind of stuff. Maya, nothing. So let's go to the cart real quick. I'm going to go to checkout. And no, I'm not going to put that in. We're just going to drop my info in there. Shipping not available. Are you kidding me? I'm a millionaire, right? I'm a multi-millionaire. You're going to tell me that I can't have this shipped to me in my multi-millionaire mansion out here in Joshua Tree? Like, I can't get that? You mean you couldn't tell me that up front before you wasted my effing time? You see how that is extremely frustrating? And if I was a multi-millionaire that could drop $11,000 on the table, I would never shop here again. You wasted my time. Yeah, Sam.
If you put in a different address, like LA or like a more city place, does it work? Or is it just like it's like all of the facade?
Oh no. Think about it. Like, okay, what if I was to say, well, my other home in New York, my other mansion in New York, can I ship it there? Well, I don't know because you're not telling me where the hell I can ship at. You see how like that ends up being like this frustrating point where you're gonna lose me. Like, boom. I'm not here to try to guess where the hell you can ship my $11,000 nightstand. You see how all these things end up being where it affects the brand? It ends up affecting everything. Like if I'm this multimillionaire, I'd be like, you know what? F this. I would never hear you wasted my effing time, dude. I would never shop here again. Done. Bye. You lost me as a customer. Because one, if you can't ship places, you need to drop that into the damn product detail or put it somewhere, right? That already tells me where you can and cannot ship if that's a problem. So, just things to consider if you're a multimillionaire at some point, Sam. Maybe you are, Sam. Maybe you're a multimillionaire now and we just don't know. All right, that was fun. Now we're going to go to this funky little site. This is a e-commerce site. This is very untraditional. You got little animations. You see your Let's Play. You also have a cursor takeover. So it's this cut off finger, which is kind of fun. But personally, if I know something about this brand, it kind of makes me want to explore a little bit. It doesn't actually bother me so much because you got little incentives that make me want to play around. You see a simple rollover of this, little rollover of that. The finger changes. You even have this. I don't know what this is right here. Like, so you can, you can, I don't really know what that means. Everything. Animation. I don't quite know what that stuff means. So, oh, it changes this. See, I had no idea that this actually is different categories to this. Gotcha. Okay. So this person is saying you have these different categories for this kind of stuff. So this person is an animator. How fun. You can quickly navigate between the different categories. Gotcha. Want to create something together? Let's play. Okay, that just goes to a contact. Kind of fun. Yeah, I don't mind it. Like your cursor changes when you roll over this stuff. It's definitely when we talk about prototyping and different things, you guys could do it as well. If you're in your prototyping, you want to show like cursor changes and stuff like that, you could show that in your e-commerce site. So maybe Maya, I'm just going to use you as an example. If you're, you got like your candle, what if like, you roll over stuff and it changes to a little flame that's like animating, right? That's prototyping. You could show that kind of stuff. So let's just pretend like, we're going to go to 3D logo and something's not working on it, which is a bummer, right? So their video's not loading. Yeah, they're having a little trouble. And then it's showing me like that's a thing. Like I kind of want to click on these, but they're not letting me click on it. So that's a little frustrating. So they're starting to lose me, right? I'm gonna go back to shop, print, coming soon, toys, objects, digital. Like what exactly? Okay, this guy's an illustrator, but like guess it's just kind of a portfolio site, but he makes it look like you can buy things, but then you can't, which that ends up being a little frustrating. So you see how it starts, it can start like kind of chipping away at what you want to do. This is a very, very simple product detail. All right. Just here it is. I can change it different colors, can pick a size, add to box. Who else has the box? Who's got the box thing? Doesn't somebody have like a box? Forgot. Well, anyways, I know somebody does. So add to box. Let's select size, medium, and add it to my box. Again, very white label drawer that slides out. I'm going to go here and again, typical white label checkout. Pretty boring. So yeah, nothing special. All right. Hey guys, can you excuse me for, oh wow, I haven't even seen all those comments. Can you guys excuse me for 1 second? I got somebody at my door for a delivery. Give me 1 second. Okay, thanks everyone. Yeah, hopefully nobody had a question here. I see there's a lot of messages. What's in the box? Yeah, thank you, Carl. Appreciate that. Yeah, what is it? Probably don't want to know. Okay, let's go to this next one here. This one's kind of funky, but it's a fun e-commerce site. They're utilizing some funky little 3D interaction. Look at this crazy stuff, right? Based off of your cursor, you're having like these animations that actually follow your cursor around, and then you can pop the top. That's pretty fun. Look at that. Wow. Guess I just got to keep scrolling. Wow, look at this. That's pretty wild. Keep going. And I don't know how to turn off the audio, so unfortunately. Which is actually very annoying that I can't turn off the audio. Anyways, my goodness. Ooh. Well, as much as that site is fun, usability wise, having audio that is so dramatic and dynamic, it ends up being a major like turn off because I should be able to turn off the audio. Like that's just too much. But it was engaging. It was fun, engaging. I don't know what I can actually shop for, but it was fun and visually entertaining. But I'll let you, whenever you get uh, the the presentation, you can explore that site a little bit. So, all right. This page here is just taking you to the awards e-commerce sites. So I just made it easy for everyone to be able to kind of go here and be able to do a little bit of research on different e-commerce sites that have been featured on awards. And I can't believe, like, what is this site? That looks terrible. How did that make it to awards? What the heck? It's got to be a joke. That's terrible. How did that site get onto awards? Ugh, whatever. But anyways, you can do a little research and maybe get inspired by some user interactions that could inspire your prototyping, okay? So that's there. All right, so what should we remember out of all this talking? Don't make users think. Make things obvious. Cut out clutter and distractions. Test with real users, early and often. Design for everyone, not just the average user. You have the power to change lives, one interface at a time. Not sure about that, but you can dream. Every decision you make can bring joy, confidence, and possibilities to someone's day. Well, I don't know about that. That's pretty lofty thinking. I don't think shopping for $3,000 shoes. I mean, it could bring confidence to Joseph. Maybe he just makes him feel good to drop $3,000 on a pair of boots. And then finally, let's use that power wisely. So as designers, we really can affect a lot. And it is a very impactful career and position for brands and users. So it's, yeah, it's pretty great. Finally, any questions before we move on? Nope. All right. Oh, one thing is, let's see here real quick. Is anyone attending the portfolio review June 6th? Joshua, you are?
No, I just have a question about what's portfolio review.
Oh, it is the San Diego City College Portfolio Review, the AIGA Portfolio Review.
Oh, okay.
I highly recommend. I can't recommend it enough. And I'll post it in our announcements. I will post the portfolio review information. I would do everything you possibly could to attend that portfolio review. I'm going to be one of the judges for it. Yeah, Maya.
Is that like this? Is that different from the spring show?
Let's see here. Let me look here real quick. Because it is the 2025 City Graphic Design Portfolio Review.
Oh, okay. Is it on campus?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be on campus. It's going to be Friday, June 6th. So the portfolio students, along with the reviewers like myself, that is going to be 3:30 to 5:30. And then the gallery opening is at 6. So you won't be able to actually come and look at the work until 6 p.m. on June 6th. And I'm telling everyone, if you're taking this serious, if you really are, if you're taking this serious, do not miss this. Like, do not miss this review. Because the reason why is it will help you kind of understand what you're getting into and whether or not you really want to commit to this entire program. And what, because it helps give you a perspective on what portfolio is going to be like. And also professionals like myself that are going to be looking at your portfolio and reviewing it and creating connections. So you think I'm tough now. You should see me at portfolio review. Just kidding. I'm not that tough. I'm tough, but I'm fair. Might be tough, but I'm fair. So just giving you some doses of reality. All right? Doses of reality, everyone. Everyone needs it. A little dose every now and then. So if you're taking this serious, I highly recommend you do whatever you can to mark off your calendar for June 6th from 6 to 8 p.m. and come and look at the portfolios. All right? Go ahead and do it now. Do what you can because it will help you have a perspective on the program and what's expected at the end of it. Portfolio is a serious thing, man. Portfolio is no effing joke. Like, I think it's Sean that teaches portfolio, right? Everyone? Yeah? Is that right? Pretty sure.
Yeah, it's Sean and also Bradford. They're
Okay, so
both
it's
in there.
both of them. They tag team it?
Yes.
Gotcha. No joke. Serious stuff. And they expect a lot. So, guys, I don't know why Siri and Google keep thinking I'm talking to them. So, anyways, yeah, mark off your calendars, do what you can to go to it so you can get a dose of reality and also encouragement. Cool. Geez, Siri, stop. Go away. All right, so yeah, I'll add it to this. I'll add all the information, but you have it now. You heard me. June 6th, 6 to 8 p.m. at City College. So, I also dropped in the video from last time. You probably got that notification. And I also put in the current assignment right in here, the prototyping. That's also under assignment. So, all right, we're going to pause. I already explained what the current assignment is the prototyping. It's just, I put it in here. And then next week, I want to remind you on May 19th, Bradford will be filling in for me. And he'll also be doing a Figma tutorial. And we're going to talk on Friday about what else he can add to the class that will be of value. And a reminder, last day is June 2nd. So, all right, we're going to pause for 15 minutes and come back at 3 o'clock. Okay, everyone? All right, see you in 15 minutes. Boom, later. All right, everyone. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. It looks like Marie, you're going to be the first. Where's Marie at? There you are, Marie. You're going to be the first for our breakout session. And then Sam, then Carl, and then Maya. I think that's it. Is there anyone else?
I had a question if you were going to do this again for next class.
Yeah, I could do it next Wednesday. Whenever I'm due.
I might take myself off the list and do like a lot more.
Okay.
Get more out of.
That's fine.
I don't know.
Cool. All right. So it looks like it's going to be Marie, Sam, and Carl. So everyone else, um, I highly suggest that you use this time to be productive on your assignment, and I'll have to trust you on that. So, Joseph, yes.
Quick question. In breakout sessions, what do we do exactly?
Oh, well, I'm just going to do one-on-one, like individual breakout session with.
So we're just gonna demonstrate what we
Just
made,
going to
or
share what you want me to review and have a one-on-one review with you.
okay, I'm down to after everyone.
Okay, so let me just write these down real quick.
Thank you.
And then Marie, I'll get to you here in 1 second. So Marie, Sam, Carl, and Joseph. And is that it? Yeah. All right. Well, everybody else, I guess you can go use this time to be productive. Okie doke. And you guys that have signed up, just hang out. You can turn off your camera or whatever and just work until I call your name, but we're just going to hang out here for the next hour. And I mean, Joseph, you'll be last on this list, but we'll definitely get to everybody that signed up here within this hour. Okay. All right. So everybody else, you guys can sign off. Have a good week, and I'll see you next week, next Wednesday. All right. So let's do this. Marie, I'm going to let me see. Spotlight, blah, blah, blah. Let me see how I can do a breakout room. Assign manually. And yeah, let me go to your name. Yeah, Joshua, go ahead, buddy.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Oh, I'm doing the individual breakout rooms right now.
All right, so those who didn't put their name down are free to leave, or?
Yes, you're free to leave and go work.
All right, thank you.
Okay, take care.
Likewise.
All right, so Marie, I'm going to try to do this, okay, real quick. All right, see ya. Wait a second here. Sorry, I don't think that close all rooms. That didn't work. So breakout rooms will close in 50 seconds. Give me a second. I've never done this before. Shaver, Carolyn, Melinda, you guys can sign off and go do your work, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Melinda, you there? Okay.
It kicked me out of the
I
breakout room.
know, I did
Okay.
because I didn't quite do it right, okay? Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to, yeah, because we got you, Sam, right? Carl Yos. Okay, good. All right, let me try this again. Breakout room. It's saying it's room one. Yeah, give me 1 second, okay? I'm not quite sure why this thing is not quite working out. So just bear with me. Oh, join. There it is. Okay, Marie, it was having a few issues. So I'm going to try it one more time, okay?
No worries.
Um, it's saying that you're in room one. Is that right? No? How about we just do this? This is becoming too difficult. Uh, Everybody's here. Let's just do the one-on-one session right here. Okay?
Yeah,
All right. You okay with that?
that's fine.
Yeah, because I don't know what's going on. This breakout room thing
Mhm.
is not quite working out. So, Joseph, you can turn off your camera and do your thing. Marie and I are just going to sort of have our one-on-one session. Okay? All right. All right, Marie. It's you and I. Go for it.
All right. Um,
Is this your newborn?
it is.
Oh, how precious.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see?
I can. Yeah, I can see.
Okay. I'm a little behind, but
Okay. Well, you just had a baby.
yeah.
I mean, it's very understandable. So just take your time and let's just kind of walk through this, okay?
Okay. Um, so for mine, I have Dynasty Ink Co. and it's supposed to be like a paper company.
Right. I remember that.
Um, and this, how can I?
You can just share what you have. You don't necessarily have to go into presentation mode.
Okay.
Easier. Yeah, I think it'll be easier,
Okay.
especially you having to just do one hand, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
So this is your home page, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And this is
So,
your wireframe.
mhm.
Great. Okay. So I think I mean, I remember seeing your wireframes. Your wireframes are really good. Like I, I honestly like for the most part, I didn't really have a lot of feedback on your wireframes because they were good. The only thing that I would question, but I'm starting to see it in your visual design is the difference between an image or video, and sometimes you can annotate that in your wireframes. Okay.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let's take a look at your visual designs.
Right. So this is what I have for the desktop. I'm working on the mobile ones right now.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so remind me a little bit about kind of the overall vibe and aesthetic of Dynasty Ink.
So it's supposed to be more of like a higher end paper,
Okay.
or not paper specifically, but I'm looking for a word.
Okay. So yeah.
Stationary. There we go. Stationary.
Right.
It's supposed to be more of like a higher end stationery company, and they do more than just like the paper, like note cards, notebooks, journals, anything
Sure.
along those lines. They also do like office supplies and pens and stuff that you need for writing with it.
Okay. Excellent. All right. Keep going.
And it's geared more towards people who like notice the finer details, so the type of paper that you're writing on and stuff
Right.
like that.
I understand. That makes sense. Okay. Keep going.
Um, I put in a section for exploring the top sellers. So, like, for example, note cards. If you were to go through, you can see the different note cards.
Yep.
And then I put in an about us section.
All right.
I feel like there might be too much wording here,
I
but
agree. Yep.
yeah.
I was going to suggest that. Yep.
And I couldn't really find like a picture that felt suiting for
Sure.
the about us section, but
Mhm.
also that felt what's the word I'm looking for? Like relatable that
Mhm.
people can,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I think overall, as far as your visual design goes, the things that stand out to me that are really working well is that it's a very intuitive design. It's very straight to the point and all like readability and all of those aspects of kind of the functional part of the visual design is spot on. Okay. Definitely spot on. You're using a very traditional sans serif font that is very readable. It's classic in nature. I feel like that your brand itself is a very classic brand, right? When you think of notepads, it's not for everybody because not everybody like really uses notepads anymore.
Yeah.
I do. I love, not to say we're old school because we like notepads, but there is something that's a little more traditional about liking notepads and writing things down. It's the way I think, and not everybody uses notepads in the same way. I use notepads to organize my thoughts and to put, because I like lists. I like lists to check off. It's a very productive way of thinking. So, anyways, from an overall aesthetic, I think that you're checking the boxes on functionality very well. Now, to give you a little bit of critique, though, I feel like though that you're kind of missing the mark on the emotional quality,
Yeah.
right? Um, it honestly feels like your wireframes with photos.
Okay.
I mean, it basically is your wireframes with photos.
Yeah.
And I know you definitely have a lot on your plate, but there's some little things that I think you can do that can truly improve your design
Yeah.
that will be able to help you. And we're going to try to clean it up a little bit. First of all, let's just clean it up overall.
Okay.
So your top navigation is very intuitive. So we're going to start with that. So let's consider your search. So I would design that in a way that looks like more of a traditional search bar because right now it doesn't. It looks like a button. Oh, sweet little thing. She didn't like that comment from me. Is it a girl or boy?
It's a girl.
Okay. She's like, don't tell me what my mom did or didn't do.
Yeah.
Okay.
She made the face for it too.
I know, right? She didn't like that. I get it. So let's focus on making that search a more intuitive search. And you know how searches usually look, right? So I would work on that to make that look more traditional.
Okay.
All right. Now, moving down to your feature area, I think it's great that you have your top feature. No, go to the top, Murray.
Oh,
So your
sorry.
top feature. I'm just kind of working my way down. Okay. So I like what you did with sort of this organic kind of shape and everything. So you got Dynasty Ink, Timeless Craft, Thoughtful Design, Enduring Words, where your words begin. It's a bit wordy though. Talking about wordy, right? I don't think you need Dynasty Ink Company. I would delete that and just keep it simple, right? Yeah, just delete it. And you got Timeless Craft, Thoughtful Design. I also feel like that headline is a bit too big and it feels crowded in that shape. So I would end up kind of reducing the size of that so your typography breathes a bit more.
Okay.
And then your shop art inventory. Um,
It's a little big, huh?
it's a little big, but I don't mind the size because it's the same size as your other buttons. But the
Okay.
only thing is you're treating it differently with the different color. And I don't know why. So that's confusing to me as a user.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So as we move down, again, I'm just kind of giving you quick wins. I want to give you quick wins. Um, your explore top sellers, like that headline, let's clean that up and make it the same treatment as your other ones. It should be center aligned in the middle of the screen. Where like explore top sellers is not. It's not in the middle of the screen like your other ones. I feel like it needs to go over more. Yeah. So because if you look at your other ones look like they were more centered in the screen. Yeah. So yeah, now it's more consistent.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'm not quite done yet. Let's stay up here. So note cards. This is where you're getting a little extra wordy again. I don't know if necessarily you need make your messages memorable, or maybe that's the headline. Maybe it's just make your messages memorable, and then that's our curated collection note cards blends premium materials. That's wordy too. It should only be about half of that copy.
Okay.
So again, I'm just trying to help you clean things up and have quick wins. All right, great. Let's go down to the next section about us. And Sam, if you're listening, I'll be wrapping up with Marie here in probably about 5 to 6 minutes, and then I'll move on to you. Okay, Sam?
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you for hanging in there. All right. So you already said what was obvious to me. There's way too much copy for an about like this homepage. We want, because remember, users scan, they don't read. You seriously should cut this down to at Dynasty Inc., we believe that the power of handwritten words is eternal. We offer a curated collection of premium journals, note cards, thank you cards, recipe cards, and written accessories. Done. That's it. That's all that should be there.
Just
And
the first two lines.
read more. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
And then words we treasure. These are reviews.
Yes.
So I would cut this down to maybe 2 reviews. That's all you need on a homepage, and then view more reviews. Okay.
Okay.
So to me, those are all quick wins for you. You can make these updates. It'll clean up your homepage. It'll make it more. And here's one thing I'd like to kind of add from an aesthetic view is it's too like the background is just too white, right? It's just bland. Go up to one of your note cards up at the top. Can you adopt like this off-white?
Like this one?
No, maybe this other one in the top left, the first one. You see how that paper is like an off-white? I feel like I want to see that like warm off-white in the background. Like your background is just too generic.
Okay.
It'll warm up the entire site from an aesthetic view. Okay?
Okay.
That'll be a big win.
Awesome. And then real quick, for the category page, is it supposed to be the whole thing?
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
this
you need to show the whole page.
The whole page?
Yeah, for category. And you can apply all of these things that I talked about on the home for these other pages. And I do know that it'll be some big wins on these pages.
Okay.
So same thing as product. Go ahead and zoom in on this real quick for me. Now, this is where you can get wordy, right? This is where you can bring in this like extra like, detail that when I think it was Joshua had talked about like, the amount of content. This is where you can have all this content on these product detail pages, okay? And I like that you actually surface the shipping and returns information so I know what to expect. That's great.
I was trying to figure out how to do the placement of the shipping and returns.
I think it's fine. I think the placement's fine. Yeah. But be careful adding these generic icons. I almost feel like that they're a bit distracting visually. Okay.
Visually. Okay. Yeah.
I don't think you really need them.
Okay.
And then, to add images. I'm sure you already know that those are missing images, but just looking at all those things that I kind of told you from top level, I know that those will be some quick big wins that will help you across the design of your entire site. Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah.
Is
And then
that,
the
you
thing with
feel
the
good about
checkout.
that?
Yeah.
Good. And I hope your daughter approves.
I think she does. She's quiet now.
And it will be the same thing for checkout. You need to show the whole page, okay?
The whole page. Okay. Awesome. Yeah,
All right,
that's
Marie, you can sign off if you want to, okay?
okay. I have a quick question for
Go
you.
for it.
Um, if for whatever reason I am unable to attend like the next few classes or so going into the end of the semester,
Yeah.
is that okay as long as I'm like doing the work and turning it in and still emailing and stuff?
Yeah, just do me a favor because I need it from a formal perspective,
Uh-huh.
because I have to formally submit attendance. I need for you to email myself. That way
Okay.
it can be a formal like
Mhm.
request and send it to me as like a formal request based off
Okay.
of, you're a new mother. So
Yeah.
just, because I have to calculate things in a formal way, just
Mhm.
say, hey, Professor Drohan, I'm formally requesting this based off of my situation, but I will
Mhm.
submit da 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 da. You see how it becomes like a formal request?
Mhm.
And then that way I can approve it and I can also submit that to the program and my bosses.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the feedback on
Of
everything.
course, Marie. Thank you. Good luck and congratulations on your sweet one.
Thank you. You have a great one.
All right, you too. All right, Sam, you're next.
Great.
You can just share your
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the breakout rooms were not working.
Okay. All right. So this is my
Coffee, coffee, coffee.
yeah. So I just was feeling like I didn't necessarily get like a ton of feedback, and I wasn't sure if like maybe I went in the wrong direction, and like if I put like maybe the art elements are too much, and I should like scale it back, or if I should like the colors aren't right.
Well, I think overall, I've really enjoyed your progress. I think that you've kind of created an overall aesthetic that I think is very impactful and unique for your brand. You've carried sort of this illustration quality into your overall design that I think is working really well, and you're staying consistent with your color palette. So let's kind of dig in and get a little bit like let's sort of dig in a little bit more. Okay, so let's zoom
Okay.
in on your home and your feature.
Uh,
There you go. Nice. All right, so let's just kind of start from the top and kind of go down, right?
okay.
So, um, I think that you could finesse this a bit more for your global navigation because right now I would say it's feeling just a little bit crowded because your elements
Okay.
are large. They're so big. So
Okay.
what I would suggest just to kind of finesse this from an aesthetic view, I would make my menu icon smaller. I'd make my name smaller, maybe by like 10 to 15%. And I'd also make the cart smaller by 10 to 15%. So all of those elements, let's reduce the size of those so they become just more, looking a bit more finesse and not so like bulky.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Cool.
And then what I would do is I would take this feature area, bring it down a little bit so your main navigation breathes a bit more because
Okay.
aesthetically, this is beautiful. Like all of these design elements in this feature, I love. Like they're gorgeous and they're very thoughtful, but they're just kind of too high up and it's creating too much like uh excuse me, just too much up there and it becomes a bit like busy.
Okay. Do you think I should make the art elements like darker? Like
No, I
they say
really
no. Okay.
don't.
All
Like,
right.
I think
Okay.
like I absolutely love this stuff. I think it's
Okay.
gorgeous, and I know you put a lot of hard work into it. So,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like, let's make these guys about 10 to 15% smaller. Let's move
Okay.
this down to maybe about, somewhere about right here.
Okay.
And then what I would do is like find your blend. This particular call to action here. I like what I do like is that you're kind of connecting it with this. But remind me, like, what is the action? What are we going to do?
So at first I was thinking it was going to be a quiz, but I don't know, maybe it should just bring you to the shop all, like the categories page where it just like shows all the
Because if you're wanting to do some kind of like quiz thing, you need to be more
Mm,
clear with that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
find your
And I
blend definitely makes me think that yes, you're taking me to the product, like the overall like product landing page.
yeah. And we only have 4 products because that's all I had time for. So it's like the quiz, like what is
Yeah,
it
so
really
it's not
gonna
that big of a deal. Like, that particular landing page, you can, right, you have that landing page that you can filter based off of caffeine levels and right, smooth or light or medium roast, all of those things.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
don't mind this. Like I like this quite a bit. Let's go down now. Keep scrolling. All right, the fox, love it. Now,
Okay.
let's go back up to that. And let's dig into that just a little bit because if you go up some, I just want to look at this a bit.
Yeah. Sorry. Like keeps like stopping at like the mid scroll.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. All right. I just wanted to kind of take that in a little bit. All right, that's good. Now, is there any reason why this is all lowercase and other things are more like sentence case and title case?
I I don't know why I did that.
Okay. So I would
That
be
was a choice I
consistent.
made and I don't know why.
Yeah, let's go ahead and make this sentence case.
Okay.
And maybe like put a period at the end of this so it feels like a sentence. Okay.
Okay.
The ones who thrive after dark, good to go. All right.
Okay.
All right. So keep going down. Now, here's the thing. This is where I would finesse this a bit.
Okay.
These solid headers really feel out of place to me. I feel like that what I want you to do is make these outlined boxes and
Okay.
have this typography be the yellow gold.
Oh,
So
I
that
like that
way
idea. Yeah.
it blends more with this outline aesthetic.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And then I wouldn't do any of that here. Just have this as text, like yellow text down here for
Okay.
these guys. So there's
So
sort of
not outlined.
visual hierarchy.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that idea. Yeah,
And
I
then,
feel like
oh, go ahead.
I was really struggling with the colors, like like what to pick and how to make it all, because it's hard to do stuff on a black background and like,
It really, I mean, trust me, look at my website. It's all black. And
yeah.
then I really break rules by having red on black. So, but I don't care. It's a portfolio site. So let's clean this up a bit. We definitely have too much copy here. We need to
Okay.
like fine tune it because again, people scan, they don't read. And I feel like that this is this kind of about information?
It's like a little bit about the brand and a little bit about like how you can order.
All right, so let me see here. Bright Night Coffees inspire the people who keep the night alive. From high caffeine roast to Kickstarters is the. All right, so I think that's it.
Okay.
This right here is all you need.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you need to align it right here.
Okay.
And I would take this first sentence and treat it almost like a headline. Make it like
Okay.
stand out. So you have
Okay.
again this typographic hierarchy. And that way, so you have kind of like Bright Night Coffee is inspired in its bigger type, and then you have that other one that's sitting right underneath it. And let it breathe. Let this like let there be space. Let there be space around it.
Okay.
So now let's move down to reviews. So this is where like you kind of throw me off because now you're introducing a new color. This shouldn't be a different color. This should be the same
Okay.
color as everything else up there.
Okay.
All right. And then maybe like this is also an outline box, or there is no box. Maybe these guys are an outline box, and then you just have this type. So again, I'm trying to open it up and let the design breathe a bit more.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I think I would get rid of this purple color. I
Okay.
think just let this be the same color as your typography up there.
The white.
Yeah, because it throws
Okay.
me. Like it just throws me. I'm like, why is this purple? Like I don't understand the rhyme or reason. And I think I would also get rid of this purple down here. It's kind of throwing me.
Okay.
And I think what you could do is just have these as text links, right, in your color, and then maybe bring your Fox logo right here.
Okay. Oh yeah, I love that.
Okay. So that way,
Yeah.
the overall thing, I was talking to it was Marie, is I'm trying to help you get quick wins, right? These are
Yeah.
quick, easy wins that actually, when you apply them across everything, is going to be a big win.
Okay.
They're small, quick wins here, but when you apply it overall, it ends up being big wins to help the site kind of breathe a bit more and for things to be more consistent.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
That makes
No,
sense, right?
I love all those ideas, and I can definitely like see how it would like flow better instead of being like choppy.
Right, exactly. Right now, it's kind of visually choppy. It's like
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. I want things to flow a bit more and have more of this like this space that your content has this breathability.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah. Love that.
absolutely. That's great. Now let's go to our other page. So we're going to apply the same philosophies. Okay. So let's zoom
Yeah.
into this category. We're going to apply, right, our global nav.
Yeah.
We're going to do outlines around these things instead of these solid boxes. Same thing with
So do you think I should, so I've been using that kind of third color orange in different places to like balance things out, but do you think I should just make this all yellow?
do.
Yeah.
I think it's just
Okay.
introducing. I like the purple behind, and that's the only place I think the purple is appropriate.
Okay.
Okay. Can you actually go back to your homepage real quick?
Yeah, this part.
Oh, so we need to be consistent with rounded corners and non-rounded corners. Do you want
Okay.
rounded corners or do you not want rounded corners?
I don't know. I feel like the rounded corners kind of makes it feel like a little more Art Deco, like
Then
that
you
kind of
need to do
like,
it here.
okay. All
Okay.
right.
We
Yeah.
need to be consistent. Let's add those rounded corners and treat these the same way you did on the home. Let's do
Okay.
like an outline box with rounded corners, and then
Yeah.
your title is the same color, the yellow. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. And
And
then I was going to change all this text to white, I think.
yes. And this
Yeah.
little purple box is still, sorry, this
Yeah.
thing's bothering me.
Yeah.
Make it
Should I get
align.
rid of it?
I
Or
do.
do you still think I should get it aligned instead of get rid of it?
I mean, you can try a line, but I wouldn't go with anything thicker than a line. It's just too clunky. It looks
Should I
clunky.
just I should just get rid of it completely. Yeah.
I think you should, personally.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
I'm trying to help again, kind of go back to we want things to visually flow. And it's like you said, right now things feel really blocky. And
Yeah.
that's the thing that you're seeing, but you'll see a drastic difference once you make these changes where things feel like they're going to flow a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll apply those to the product detail as well.
Yeah. So this one.
Yep. Same thing with all of
Yeah.
that. And
Okay.
at the card, let's make sure that button matches those buttons from the home page.
Okay. Should I make this an outline too with the yellow? Okay. All right. Okay.
And I feel like these shouldn't be in these weird little gray backgrounds. Just treat them with text. They don't even need a box. Like, don't even get rid of the shape. Just have whole bean with an arrow, like that kind of stuff. Try that.
Okay.
And you could put lines here in between this. Put lines here and lines here. Those like little yellow lines to kind of carry those through and go up. Yeah, do that. Like, let's bring in some of those lines because I really like those. And maybe, it's like you could do this, right? In lines.
Oh, yeah.
So I think those would be effective at this level.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And let's give our product some breathing room. It's really like squished in this box. Like, make this product smaller, like literally smaller, and let it breathe in this purple area. It's too cramped, visually cramped. And maybe you don't have more images, but you should at least indicate there's more images.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna, because you said like find like maybe coffee beans or something like that, or like come up with something off AI. So I was gonna try that.
Yeah.
So you can like scroll through.
And I think this needs a period right there.
Okay.
All right, that looks good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think a lot of that stuff will clean up. I think you need to carry your color palette over to your checkout. Like, this should be the same color as everything else. That's really
okay. So
to me.
Okay.
And don't forget, well, is this supposed to be one of those drawers that slide out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one to the right here.
Maybe it's all purple. I could see this actually being purple, possibly. Because it's one of those drawers that slide out. So I would say that's the only place that I feel like the purple background could be very appropriate. So try that.
Okay. And then should I take these out of the boxes completely,
Yeah, they don't
or
need
should
to
I
be
do
in
them?
boxes now because they're already on the purple background.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that those are a lot of quick wins for you, Sam, that when you apply it globally, they're going to be big wins overall.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I needed. So I was just like feeling like a little stumped and I didn't know where else to like, and that definitely helped.
Good, good. Well, I'm glad I could be useful.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right, Sam. Thank you. And you can sign out and have a good day.
Thank you too.
Carl, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Carl, it's your turn.
Fantastic.
Thanks for being patient. Joseph, thank you for being patient. We're going to give Carl like a good 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll have you next, okay?
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I'm working on my mobile prototyping first. I'll show you what I have so far.
Excellent.
Okay. So
Carl, I just want to let you know I'm really stoked on the progress of this project for you.
Thanks.
It's just very exciting. It's a very, very unique idea and brand. So just want to let you know. I'm super stoked for you.
I so appreciate you saying that. It's very encouraging to hear that from a professor. So thanks.
This is a lot of fun.
All right, so I come to I land on the landing page. I'm like, okay, I don't want to scroll around. I'm going to see what the menu has. So, okay, I can log in, sell.
I fucking love it, man. I love it. I really do. This is rad.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with the imagery. I
That's
was
what you're
nervous
supposed
about
to
the
be
imagery.
having. That's what, like I tell you, I know it's hard as students, you got a lot going on and you got all kinds of shit going on, right? But
Mhm.
have fun with these projects, man. Like you don't have clients to answer to, so have fucking
Yeah,
fun.
a good point. And
Yeah,
so
you
I
should have
guess I'm trying.
you should have like sat in one of my client meetings today and how boring this fucking client is. Ugh,
Oh
it's
yeah,
so
I can
boring.
imagine.
God. So, all right. Love
So
it.
yeah, I guess I'm trying to follow along the user flow. I guess that's the guidelines that I'm going
Yes,
by.
that's the
Like, how do I get
guidelines. Follow
one
your
page?
user flow because next should be your category landing, right?
Right, yeah. So if I want to get to categories from the landing per my site mapping, it's by instrument. That's
Great.
the category
Perfect. That's
that I know.
exactly, yeah.
Uh, oh, except that's not. Oh, wait, it did. It just didn't scroll to the top. Okay, so it took me. All right, so let me rewind. So on my
Okay.
mobile menu, I have my logo as a take me back to the home page.
Good.
Okay, so it takes me to, oh, there we go. Okay, it
It's a
took me
reset. It's a reset in your actions that you have to toggle.
reset scroll position, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's like one of those. I'd have to dig into it, but it's one of those.
Okay.
All right,
All
cool.
right. So yeah, so by instrument, take me to the instrument
Right.
page. Okay, I'm browsing along. Well, I also did more on my home page too.
Yeah,
So
let's go ahead and kind of flesh that out, okay? Kind of carry me through this a bit more.
okay, so I'll try to stay on the home page for a
Yep.
second.
Yep.
If I want to find something, that's gonna take me down to the search section.
Oh, nice. Oh, awesome. So it takes you down. Okay. Love it.
Yeah. And then let's see. Um, I don't think any of that does anything.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay, and then if I want to get, to the categories page,
Mhm.
another way to do that from the home page is on the footer, which is
Good.
right here.
Excellent.
So I go to instruments,
Yep.
and then, I fill out all my search stuff. And
Yep.
let's say, okay, the first result of my search.
So this would load in after you click let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I can either click the picture and go to the product page,
Right. Yep.
or the snag button, and this is gonna apply on every snag button on the home page, anywhere you see the snag button. It goes to the checkout, I hope. Yeah, so it does.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I can skip. I just know that that's the product I want. I don't need to see anything about it. I don't care. That's what I came here for, and I want to get it.
Right.
So I hit snag, and it's gonna take me to here where I can kind of like promise
Right.
that I'm going to be good, I guess.
Yeah.
And then
Good. Yeah.
if the seller wants, to sell it to me specifically, because they're probably going to get more than one of these.
Yeah.
They can only sell
Yeah,
it
they
to one
could.
person, obviously.
Mhm.
So once the seller like says, okay, I do want to sell it to this person, they send back a similar thing like this. Yeah, I'm gonna sell it at the price that it says. Yeah, I'm gonna blah blah blah. It's just a little bit of,
Yeah.
official,
Formality.
I guess.
Good.
So
Can I make suggestions as we move along, or do you want
yeah,
me to
because
like?
I'm almost done. That's as far
Okay,
as I've
good.
gotten.
Then we'll backtrack.
Okay, so but let's say I want to. Okay, I went to the instruments page, but if I want to look at the product, then I can click on the picture and
Right. Yep.
come here. Although I guess this this breadcrumb might be inaccurate if I went. No, no, it's not.
No, it would be accurate. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, it's this, the page that I presented um
Itching.
to all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good. Yeah, this is solid, man.
cool. Thanks.
I love it. I'm gonna give you some suggestions on some quick refinements,
Okay.
kind of refinements, because overall, Carl, this is outstanding. Like literally big time. All right. Um, I love the brand. I love the tone. I love how dynamic and just fun the design is. I think your functionality that you're working on, the prototyping is working great. There's a couple of right. You notice there's a couple of things you could update, but I'm going to give you a few little things that I think will help kind of push it, just a little bit more. Okay,
Yeah.
and just make it a little bit better, I believe. So let's
Yeah.
start from the home. All right, so just a couple of things. Like, let me get my little pen tool here. Good. So I think I like from this. I think I kind of want to see these buttons maybe be down here,
Oh, okay.
or maybe bring them up here where they sort of nest. I don't know. And then what you could do is you could maybe make your illustration a bit bigger
Oh,
or
yeah.
bring it down some.
Okay.
So I just feel like, like, where did my
Does it look a little crowded right there?
Yeah, it's looking crowded. Like this bothers me in a bad way. And this white space, like, I don't know, I feel like that this thing could come down to down here. See where I'm kind of I feel like you could bring it down and maybe make the illustration bigger and
Yeah.
then maybe push these buttons kind of up here. And that way, like it feels a little more visually connected.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you could be a bit more creative with your menu icon, and it doesn't feel like it's too like the lines are too thick. I feel like your lines should match the lines of your buttons. Like these buttons
Oh, okay.
are up there. All right.
Yeah, that tracks.
Okay. So scroll. Okay, Hawks Most Wanted. Now's your chance to snag it. I feel like these snag buttons should be bigger. That's a big global change, but I do feel like they should be bigger.
No, that's easily doable.
Okay. So, yeah, they just because that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like those snag buttons should be at least like this big, something like that. Okay.
Oh, I see.
All right.
Okay.
Scroll. And just do me a favor.
Yeah.
Break you down to the next line. And that's an annotation of doing a soft break, okay? Did you see how I drew that? You do
Yeah,
this.
I understand the difference between a hard and a soft.
Good. So do a little soft break of you so you goes down to the next line.
Okay.
All right, I'm looking for, this looks great. I love this illustration. Bitchin', keep going. Yeah, 100% online hub. I love this. This is great. Sorry, it might be a little wordy. Let's read through that a little bit. So we are 100% online hub for buying and selling used instruments and gear. Finding what you need to make music should be quick and painless. No swarming, no sales clicks, no parking lots, and no email subscriptions. Just like buy and fly like nature. Actually, I don't mind it. Let's just get rid of that Oxford comma. Let's see. No swarming. No, let's get rid of that Oxford comma right there. Just 'cause
Okay.
I hate Oxford commas.
I know, but I like them, but I'll get rid of it
For
begrudgingly.
me, please get rid of those. Random purveyors show people dig our styles. Love it. Yeah, that's looking bitchin' still. Your foot is awesome. I love it. Yeah. All right, so let's go to our next page. And by the way, the menu overlay is solid. I don't really have anything about that.
Okay.
That looks great. Except remember this hawk. Remember this hawk for later.
Okay. Noted.
Okay, so all right, so you land on instruments. I feel like you need some kind of statement here because this sort of is jolting. I feel like you need something. Let's start, let's rock and roll here.
Okay.
That kind of gives me an indication of that. Yeah, like I kind of because you have I don't understand like you have this filter, but then you have this filter.
Oh, I
What's
didn't
going
explain that. Yeah, so this this is a little tab that if you see this, it opens this. This is it like pulls it open and this would close it like that.
Okay, then if you're showing me this, then this is confusing. Like,
Okay.
just get rid of this thing for now.
Oh, okay.
Just get rid of it. If you're showing me it's open, just show me it's open.
For sure.
But I would include some kind of introduction call to action, like let's rock and roll, right? Or let's get started or something that's simple.
Okay.
Or let's find your jam.
Yeah.
I kind of like that one. I mean, you can change it if you want, whatever, but it's almost like something like that. Like, let's find your jam. Okay, so scroll. All right, looking good. Looking good, looking good. This is great. Da, da, da. You get your results. You're going to make those snag buttons bigger. That's an overall thing. Good to go. That's looking awesome.
Oh, I've also got a little.
Oh, lovely. Look at
Yeah.
you. Okay. You seen this though? All right, great. I dig it. See all. All right, awesome. Let's go to our product detail. All right, so I'm going to clean this up a little bit. This product detail, just stay where you're at, should come up a bit. And you need to reduce this space right in here. Like this stuff also needs to come up. So
Okay.
you just have too much space that feels awkward to me.
Yeah.
So let's get this stuff up. Let's get this up as well. All right.
Okay.
And if this one's playing, then this one should be a pause.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't think of that, but yeah, that would be nice to be able to stop it.
Right. So if this one's playing, can you scroll down?
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this, then this should be a pause.
Yeah. Yeah, it should.
And get rid of this play button. Let this just be an autoplay or make it smaller over here. Like that's obnoxious to me.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if it's an autoplay, should I
Then you have a pause button over here.
or like a well, wouldn't we want it to be muted? Because otherwise you would have to mute the
It would be a
video
video without sound. Or
Oh,
is it supposed to have sound?
I guess it would have sound 'cause it's user uploaded. Well, that doesn't matter, but I mean, yeah, I think they would want to have sound in their videos.
Well, then what's the difference between this up here and then what's this down here? That's what's good. I'm just trying to get you to think about that ends up being confusing to me.
Okay.
So if this is a video that's showing the guitar with sound, then I don't know if you need this stuff up here. But if this is just audio of it, then you don't really need this down here. So it's kind of like pick or choose.
Yeah.
Or unless this is just a video of like the user did a video, like kind of like you're looking at the guitar with no audio. So you
Okay.
kind of have to pick and choose whenever it comes to that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
I do.
So yeah, just think about that stuff. Let's keep
Yeah, I'm
going.
just not sure what I'm gonna do. I'm just in deep
That's
thought.
okay. Yeah, just think about it. It'll come to you. All right, keep scrolling. Okay, okay, love it. Yeah, this is great. It's great. Yeah, all looks good. Now, this might be something you may or may not have time to do. I hate
The map. Yeah.
maps that are just dropped in. Um, I'm thinking portfolio for you, Carl. I'm thinking you're
Okay.
going to be at the portfolio review
hmm
and you want to shine. I know that there's things out there where you can customize Google Maps. Look it up. I feel like if you could get something that looks more stylized,
Yeah.
it would be that extra step forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone was just telling me about this too, about custom map. I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Right. So custom style, Google Map. I'm gonna say templates. Hold on. Good. Oh yeah, you can go to Google. Ah, son of a bitch. Okay, that's fine. Okay, weird. Here, it's this thing. Whoops, hold on. Carl. There you go. Map styles with Google.
Okay, I'm gonna copy the link.
Yeah, you can do just silver, you can do dark, which that looks better.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you can come in here and stylize this stuff, and you got more options. So damn, you could, at least it'll look better than what you got.
Oh yeah. No, this looks terrible.
Yeah. So it just looks generic. So all right, keep going. Let's go. Da, da, da. Hawks Most Wanted. Yeah, man. Looking bitchin'. All right, that's awesome. Now let's look at the final checkout. Okay. And then I got to move on. So Joseph got time. Oh, this is where, remember I said the hawk? I want to see a hawk's head in here.
Oh,
I want to
yeah.
see a hawk's head and then nice, let's hit up the seller. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's my final comment. I need to move on. So I give Joseph time. Okay.
Yeah. No, I so appreciate all of that. Thank you.
All right, Carl. Thank you. You have a good day. All right, Joseph. Let's see what you got, man. Thank you for being patient. Okay. And you're on mute. I can't hear you.
My bad, my bad. Thank
No
you.
worries.
Can I hold
Yeah,
this?
Joseph, I'm really excited about your design. I just want to give you some personal kudos.
Thank you.
This is light years ahead of your previous design. Um, it's a very good portfolio piece for you.
I'm happy to hear that because I want to work hard on portfolio just to build the base. I need
No,
the
but
graphic design
seriously,
job of this.
this is definitely a good portfolio piece. The other one, just kind of check the boxes. It is
Yeah,
what it is, man. But you have a very natural talent for usability, for UX. I can tell that you have a certain way of thinking that if that's a place that you want to pursue, you probably would be very successful in being a UX designer.
thank you. Yeah, I want to. It's just
Well,
annoying when you go to the different websites and it's like you can barely stay for 10 seconds. You never can find your whatever you need. It just
and just want to tell you some personal encouragement, right? It's at a student level, it's very rare to see a student be able to think as analytically and as thorough as you think on a user level and a user like a UX level. So if it is something that you end up pursuing, you probably would be very successful at it because I can tell that you have a certain way of thinking. And also, just to let you know, there are far more UX jobs out there that companies are looking for because they're hard to, like, good UX people are hard to find. And also, another encouragement, they pay very well.
I'm happy. I'm happy to hear that.
No, seriously, my man, they pay very well. A lot of times they can pay more than visual designers.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Because
would
they're
love to
hard to
make it.
find. Because it's about like the supply chain, right? You know, it's
Yeah.
about supply and demand. So the supply and demand of good like UX designers is hard. So what if it is something that you want to pursue and you start creating a portfolio, there's a lot of people I can put you in touch with that are always looking for intermediate UX designers. So I'm just kind
I
of
would be
putting it out
happy. I
there.
would be so grateful for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I just want to personally encourage you. Okay.
Yeah. It works. It just can I whine a little bit? I'm an immigrant here. I don't really have anything here,
Where are you
so it
from?
just Georgia. It's
Wow.
most eastern country from Europe.
Yeah.
Small little country.
No, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, and I don't really have an option. Just never had anything granted here. I can only work, and
Yeah.
I've been here for 3 years. I'm just sometimes, anxious starts kicking in. Is it worth to do this?
Well, I mean, I don't know you personally, so I'm not going to get into it on a personal level. But I see talent and I want to recognize talent. And I absolutely see something special in the way that you think and also how you care about quality and the effort that you put into it. So I'm going to highly encourage you to keep going where you're going.
Yeah.
And don't be discouraged if for some reason like visual design isn't your thing. I'm not saying it's not your thing, but all I'm saying is that I know, but the reason why I say that, Joseph, is because remember that girl Margaret that I had highlighted that's now working at Google.
Yeah. I remember.
So I'm just saying that she took this program too, and she did all the courses like that she had to do to get right to check the boxes. But at the end of the day, when she was going through portfolio and she was consulting with me, she came to me. She goes, "Look, Professor Julian, like it's actually kind of frustrating for me because I know that I need to do these things for portfolio because Sean and Bradford, right?
Yeah.
This is what they know. They don't know UX. They know this, and they are pushing me to do this. But really, at the end of the day, I don't want to do that. I want to be a UX designer. So my words of encouragement for her is, look, just get through the program. Do your best. Get through the program. Don't be discouraged if you're not the best visual designer out there, Margaret. Focus on the portfolio you want. And then I told her at portfolio review, I go, don't worry about any of these other reviewers here. Don't worry about them. No, seriously, Joseph.
Okay.
I told her at portfolio review, I go, you're not interviewing with them. You're interviewing for me. I'm your target audience. I was not only your professor, but I'm your target audience. I go, don't give a, I mean, not disrespectfully, but who gives a fuck about the other reviewers?
True, yeah. If you only care toward the people
Right.
who
And so,
pay you, right? So
and I tell you that story, Joseph, because she was a little bit in the same situation. She's she's Filipino,
Yeah.
And, kind of similar in that fashion, that this is what she was really putting her heart and soul into. And it ended up being kind of extra stressful for her at the end because she was worried that her portfolio wasn't good enough. And I was like,
Yeah.
stop that nonsense. These people are not your target audience. So if you want to be a UX designer, who cares at portfolio review? And guess who hired her?
Google. Oh, you?
Me.
Yeah.
I hired her. I hired her because she was really good and she was dedicated and she was passionate. So I brought her in, and I brought her in as a intermediate UX designer. And she was very successful.
Yeah.
Grew and grew, boom, 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 boom. And
Yeah.
now look where the fuck she's at. She's at Google.
Mhm.
So all I say to you is, I encourage you to, you're going to find out a lot about yourself in the program. A
Yeah.
lot of students do. And you're going to end up making certain decisions. And you may find that you go, hey, you know what? I love visual design, but maybe like I really want to be a UX designer and I want to follow this path because this is maybe a little bit more of my passion. But you still kind of need to check the boxes to get through the
Yeah.
program. Okay?
I'm almost done for the both degrees. For UX, it's interaction design in City, right?
Yes. So you're gonna take
I need
all of
one
these
more class.
interaction courses, right?
Yeah.
But you may, at the end of the day, when you go through portfolio, your portfolio will possibly have a heavy focus on interaction and UX design at the end of the day. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get that in front of those kind of companies that are looking for intermediate UX designers. And then you may start your first job at 80 grand a year, 80, 90 grand a year.
Would be wonderful. I would be only happy.
So I'm not saying that is going to happen, but
yeah, of course.
That those kind of things happen.
Yeah.
So
definitely, I'll be pushing.
I just want to take a moment to encourage you and just let you know because I see a lot of talent with you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So let's go through this a little bit.
So I wanted to show like stuff that I added, like hovering, like interactive stuff.
Yeah.
So here on men's and females, I added like hovering effect to like make it more engaging.
Okay. Cool.
Here I added a video while you hover for the new collection. It just starts to play.
Like
and for the buttons, I made the second options. When you hover, it just highlights.
Good.
I want to animate this. I'm not sure if it's possible for the pictures. I know you can animate words to like start sliding in Figma. Yeah. I'm not sure about the pictures, but it should be possible.
Yeah, I got some other thoughts I'd rather have you focus on than that kind of stuff. Okay. So keep going.
Yeah, of course. Same here.
Here. Yeah. Love it.
And here.
Yeah. So I'm going to stop here for a second, just because now go back to your splash page. And I just want to know your thinking. We had made certain recommendations. I just want to know why you didn't implement it.
Which one? Because I did most of your feedback.
So I had made a consideration of getting rid of all of the text except just the name.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. And the reason why I said that was because I feel like that some of this other stuff is unnecessary. I feel like that it is far more upscale and elusive to just have the name. And then you have these other images cycle through.
Okay.
And that's it. Because remember, this brand is very minimal. It's extremely high level and minimal. And so I'm just saying, like, let me know, give me a reason why you're kind of keeping it this way versus what I recommended.
Yeah, I'm going to explain. Because remember, when I made the flowchart, I was trying to say that those numbers will be like different paths to the navigation. it's not gonna be only like retail websites. Like if you click to the two, the layout gonna change, and we'll be focusing on runways and shows like that. And
So
I wanted it to be cycling.
a bit too confusing. I'm going to be honest with you, Joseph. I'll push
Yeah,
back.
I understand. I understand.
Okay. So I'm just, I'm being a real critic, and
Yeah.
I feel like that's too confusing. And these
Mhm.
kind of splash pages, in a way, need to be very simple and direct. And you're overcomplicating. Okay.
Okay, I understand.
So you can do what you want to at the end of the day, but I'm giving you some hard feedback.
Yeah, of course.
Okay?
That's why I'm here, right?
All right. So that's my reasoning of why this isn't working for me.
Okay.
So take it, you can do what you want to, but
No, I'm listening. Honestly, I want to hear stuff like that.
all right. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of pushing back on that a little bit. All right. So let's go to our homepage. It's looking great. I just have a few refinements. I'm just going to get into a little nitpicky stuff. Like this type in here is just too tight. Just too tight. Like just kind of open up your letter spacing a little bit. I feel like even up here it's more open than over here. Like this text is a little too tight. And I don't like this text here. I feel like it feels visually off to me, and it's too big. So I really like men's, but maybe men's goes bigger and new arrivals is just smaller. So there's better contrast between the hierarchy of this stuff. Okay. So, yeah, that's what's I'm struggling, because this just feels it feels clunky to me, and everything else feels so refined. All right. So that's my feedback. Like, is this, especially new arrivals, is just feeling real clunky to me. And everything else feels so elegant.
I understand.
All right. So scroll. Same thing, new arrivals there. Yeah, new arrivals. So, you got new arrivals, presenting the, I don't know if you need new arrivals. Get rid of that word. Just say presenting new collection.
All right. Yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah, it's a bit more refined. All right.
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going.
What about this section? Should I leave it like this?
Just keep it the way it is. It looks great. I love how minimal it is. It's beautiful. So excellent. No feedback here. Accessories. Yeah, this is all looking good. Keep going. This is a bit too much text. I would cut this down to maybe
3 lines.
Yeah, make it stop here, refine craftsmanship or something.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be any more than that.
Okay.
And I noticed I had suggested minimizing the box and having these things aligned.
I didn't like it, honestly.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay. That's okay for you to say that.
Yeah.
If you tried it and you didn't like it.
Yeah, I did try everything.
Good.
I take your
But
feedback.
I'm still gonna push hard on that.
Yeah, of course.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna change the screens, but with email, I didn't like it. It was.
That's fine.
I felt like it was feeling like naked the whole section after that, and this is filling the gap between the text and the.
And also, I don't think you need this line here. Just join us and become a part of the history. Let's keep refining it and minimalizing things, okay, Joseph? Like, because that's the brand and that's the product and that's the design aesthetic. Keep refining and reducing. So just join us and become a part of our history. Subscribe. That's all you need to say. Okay? I still love this. Like, this reminds me of that one site I showed you where the name is so big at the bottom. It's just like, ooh, yum.
I love it too. I love when the websites do that. It just screams like bold.
And also on your splash, match your spacing. I love the spacing here, but on your splash, it was too tight. So match your spacing.
Okay.
All right, so let's go to the, yeah, this is looking great. I've always liked this overlay, except do me a favor, darken the background or something.
This one?
Yeah, well, you know how I showed you how to do the menu overlay?
Yeah.
Darken the background. I feel like you
Yeah.
need to do that. Just make it
Okay.
pure black. Don't
Yeah,
do just
that's good. For some reason, I didn't think about that. It's a
yeah,
nice contrast.
try that. It'll be a nice contrast.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Go ahead.
I made this like
Oh, great.
yeah,
Yeah, that's great. Dig it.
and you can go
That'll be good.
here.
Yeah, dude. I've always loved this. This is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Again, just to get nitpicky, open up your letter spacing. These are just it's a little too crunched along with these.
Yeah,
Love this.
and this is how it works. Like if you press the image or the arrow, it just rotates.
Ooh, excellent. It's great. Okay. Love this.
Should I
Sorry,
keep
go
the
back
line?
up to that section. No. The you may like section.
Okay.
I don't think that this is the right language. I don't think that you would talk like that for this brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not like the right tone. I think you just literally don't say anything.
Yeah. Just
Because go back to your home page, it's the same thing. You didn't say anything on the home. Go back to that
no.
section.
Yeah.
Treat it the same way as this.
Yeah.
Treat it exactly like this, but with the little, like, I wouldn't even have the descriptors. I would just treat it like this. It's consistent. Remember how we talk about reusable cards? Like you kind of want to reuse those type of cards. I love the simplicity of this. It's so elegant and refined. Now go back to our product detail.
Oh my God.
It's okay.
Wait. It's his feeding time.
So yeah, so I mean I love the photos. Keep that's fine, but like keep these and then maybe that's it, dude. Like I don't, you may want to keep these, but you may not. I don't know. Like maybe just show that little scrolling bar down here or something, and that's it. Like it's so elegant and refined. It's like it's beautiful.
Yeah, because last time you told me to remove the prices, and now it looks way cleaner.
Because again, what I'm trying to aim for is with this ultimate, right? This is ultimate exclusivity and minimalism at its highest level. You already set the bar on the home page. Keep that bar up here, okay? You don't want to slip. You want to keep the bar up here. All right, so go down. You're going to update this the same. Join us from our part of history.
Yeah, remove this line.
Yeah. Okay, and let's look at our checkout.
Here's a checkout.
Okay, so I want you to take your header, your brand. I want to see that name big.
Okay.
Right across there.
Okay.
Okay.
I can do that.
And then you're bringing down this.
Sure.
Make sure you bring in real content.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
Real content in here. And I want to see this image bigger, dude. Like go big with this and then bring in your stuff and match the design aesthetic of your product detail.
Okay.
And this stuff needs to be more refined. This looks too generic to me.
Yeah.
You need to make this super refined like your product detail, okay? I want you to refine this a bit more.
Okay.
Again, I'm just trying to push you a little bit more.
Yeah, of course.
You're doing a great job, but let's get this to feel like it's an extension of the product detail. And you'll start seeing how things are more cohesive. Okay?
That's pretty much here on this page.
Great. So yeah, so for this one, bring in the name big.
Yeah, here.
Right?
Yeah, my bad.
Make the image big. Match the same size as your product detail. Match the formatting of your product detail right next to it.
Yeah.
And let's refine this and get this to look better and match your typography. Okay.
Okay.
And then this will feel more cohesive with your other stuff.
All right.
All right.
Here's the last page I
What page is this?
have. For the men's shoe category.
Oh, okay, great. It's beautiful. Get rid of I would get rid of get rid of your pricing.
Okay.
No, seriously. Again,
All right.
think like your user, right, Joseph? Think like your user. If you can afford $1,300 shoes, you don't give a fuck about the price, okay? You don't. What you care about, I know what I can afford.
Yeah.
Right? You have to put your head in the user, and whether or not you're used to that or not, I'm getting you used to that. So this kind of user doesn't care about pricing. They care about the product. The pricing, they don't give a fuck about $1,300 boot. They'll buy 5 of these, my friend. And then they don't even care. So get rid of the pricing. It's about the name. It's about the product. There you go.
Okay.
Excellent.
Should
All
I
right.
keep this?
So you see how we've done some quick wins that'll actually add big wins overall. We're refining things. You're taking out and removing and adding. You're keeping I'm getting you to be more consistent.
Yeah.
Design aesthetic. That's going to be a big win because I really want to see this in your portfolio. Okay.
I want to. Yeah.
All right, man. Well,
I'll be
good
pushing
job. I'm proud of you.
Thanks so much.
All right. You have a good day.
You too.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.